Have you ever felt like every time you try to improve your life, something bad happens? You start making progress, working on yourself, and suddenly, out of nowhere, challenges, setbacks, and even tragedies appear. Why does this happen? I've experienced this over and over again. Every time I pushed myself to grow, whether it was mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, something always came to test me. And for a long time, I didn't understand why. But then I started noticing a pattern. There's a reason why life seems to push back whenever you try to elevate yourself. In this video, we're going to break this down in a way that will completely shift your perspective. Why does the universe test us when we grow? What's really happening behind the scenes? Let's get into it. To understand why challenges appear when you evolve, we first need to recognize one thing. The universe operates through energy and balance. Everything around user experiences, our emotions, our thoughts, is connected to an invisible energetic structure. Think of it like this. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? The idea that small actions can create massive consequences? That's exactly how this works. Every action you take, every thought, every decision, sends ripples through this structure. But if you keep repeating the same behaviors, those ripples don't make much impact. You're predictable. You stay within the same cycle. But the moment you break out of that cycle, when you start changing your mindset, your habits, and your energy, the universe notices, and it reacts. Why the universe pushes back when you change. Imagine you've been living a certain way for years, following the same habits, reacting to situations in the same way, and maintaining a familiar thought pattern. Your brain and the world around you have adjusted to this version of you. Then suddenly, you decide to change. You start thinking differently, behaving in ways that challenge your past self, and making choices that push you beyond your comfort zone. This creates a shift in the system around you. At first, it feels empowering. But then, almost as if the universe is resisting, unexpected obstacles start appearing. Here's the truth. The universe isn't trying to stop you, it's testing you. Think of it as an energetic realignment. Your reality has been built around your past identity. Now that you're transforming, the world around you has to recalibrate. These challenges emerge to determine whether your growth is real or just temporary. The universe wants to know, are you truly evolving, or are you just feeling inspired in the moment? That's why, when you try to become more disciplined, positive, or self-aware, life often throws difficulties in your path. These aren't meant to break you, they're meant to solidify the new version of yourself. Once you recognize this, you'll stop seeing obstacles as signs to quit and start seeing them as proof that you're on the right path. The law of energy and vibrations. Everything in the universe operates on energy. Every action, every thought, every emotion you experience generates a specific vibration. This frequency interacts with the world around you, shaping your reality in ways you may not even notice. For most of your life, you've been operating at a certain vibrational level. Your habits, relationships, and daily experiences have been aligned with this frequency. This is why when you decide to change, when you elevate your mindset and take control of your life, you create a disruption in the energetic balance you've known. Think of it like this. If you've been living in a house with dim lighting for years, your eyes have adjusted to the darkness. The moment you step into a bright room, it feels overwhelming at first. You might even squint or feel uncomfortable, but over time, your eyes adapt, and what once felt too bright becomes normal. This is exactly how energy and vibrations work. Your body, your mind, and even your external reality need time to adjust to the shift. But during that adjustment period, it might feel like everything is pushing back against you. Your relationships might feel strained. People around you may start acting differently. Opportunities that once seemed stable may suddenly become uncertain. It's not that you're doing something wrong, it's that your new vibration is forcing the universe to restructure itself around you. This is also why some people experience a phase of loneliness during personal growth. You might outgrow certain friendships, environments, or even career paths that no longer align with your new energy. And that can feel uncomfortable. But here's the key. If you stay consistent with your new vibration, the universe will begin attracting people, situations, and opportunities that match it. The discomfort is only temporary. It's a sign that transformation is happening. The universe always seeks balance. The universe is built on equilibrium. Every force has an opposite force. Every action has a reaction. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything is interconnected. When you make a significant change in your life, whether it's improving your habits, shifting your mindset, or stepping into a higher version of yourself, the balance of your reality is momentarily disrupted. Think of a scale that has been balanced for years. If you suddenly add weight to one side, what happens? The scale tips, creating instability. And before it can settle into a new balance, there will be a period of fluctuation. This is why, after a major personal breakthrough, you may experience setbacks. It's not that you're moving backward, it's that your external reality is trying to recalibrate. Let's say you've always struggled with self-doubt, and you finally start believing in yourself. At first, it feels empowering. You take action, pursue opportunities, and begin seeing yourself in a new light. But then, out of nowhere, something happens that shakes your confidence. Maybe you receive unexpected criticism. Maybe a plan falls apart. Maybe you experience rejection. It feels like the universe is testing you. And in a way it is. But not to punish you. It's to see if you'll revert to old patterns or hold your new vibration. The mistake many people make is thinking, maybe I wasn't meant to change. Maybe I should go back to the way things were. But what's actually happening is the universe is giving you an opportunity to prove that your growth is real. Instead of fearing this phase, expect it. When you understand that balance must be restored after transformation, you'll stop seeing these challenges as setbacks and start seeing them as necessary adjustments. The key is to remain centered. If you let the pendulum swing wildly, you'll feel out of control. But if you anchor yourself in your new reality, you'll stabilize much faster. Remember, the universe isn't fighting against you. It's making space for the new version of you to exist. How to pass the test and keep growing. Now that you understand why these tests happen, how do you make sure you pass them? First, recognize that every challenge is an opportunity for mastery. The universe doesn't send tests to break you down. It sends them to reinforce your growth. Let's say you're working on breaking a bad habit. For weeks, you've been disciplined, avoiding temptation, and staying focused. Then, out of nowhere, an old trigger appears. Maybe you're in a stressful situation, and the habit suddenly calls out to you. In that moment, you have a choice. Do you give in, reinforcing your old identity? Or do you hold your new standard and prove to yourself that you've changed? A powerful technique to pass these tests is to visualize your future self, the version of you that has already conquered this phase. Ask yourself, how would they respond to this situation? What decisions would they make? How do they think, feel, and act? By stepping into this mindset, you naturally align with your higher self and make choices from a place of growth rather than fear. Another crucial factor is your emotional response to obstacles. When something doesn't go your way, do you react with frustration, or do you see it as a chance to learn? If you can start viewing obstacles as feedback rather than failures, you'll move through them with much more ease. And finally, don't rush the process. True growth is gradual. If you expect overnight success, you'll be discouraged by small setbacks. But if you embrace the journey, you'll realize that every test is just part of your evolution. Mastering your energy means understanding that everything you experience is a reflection of what's happening inside you. When you elevate your mindset and your vibration, you stop seeing life as something happening to you and start seeing it as something happening through you. This shift in perspective is powerful because it puts you in control. Instead of being reactive, you become intentional. Difficult moments will still happen, but your response to them will change. You'll no longer get caught up in frustration or doubt, because you'll know that every challenge is part of your growth. The most successful people in any field, whether in business, sports, or personal development, understand this concept. They don't fear obstacles. They embrace them. They know that setbacks are just stepping stones to the next level. If you keep elevating your mindset and staying committed to your new vibration, eventually the tests will lessen. You'll no longer experience as much resistance because the universe will recognize that you've truly evolved. And that's when things start to flow. Opportunities appear effortlessly. Relationships align naturally. Success becomes a byproduct of who you are, not something you have to chase. So instead of fearing the turbulence that comes with change, embrace it. It means you're evolving, and soon everything around you will evolve to meet you where you are. You choose how you react to adversity. Always choose good and love. See you in the next video.